showtime. Woo, woo. Woo, 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 woo. Silent and profiling. Woo, it's live and in color. Woo!
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report on the Buffalo Fan Base Network. I'm your host, Tommy, to the highest degree, to the TOP from the 313. And by my side is my main man, my toucan Sam, the one they call the Apex Man, Mr. Mikey Happy, losing Monday. Welcome to the new Monday losing podcast.
Oh God! What a
is this gonna be a trend on Mondays? So instead of welcome to Victory Monday, it's gonna be welcome to
Loser Monday.
Loser Monday, right? Oh my God! Real quick, Justin, what is up? Jason, what is up? I appreciate you all being here. Triggs. On the next episode of Hoarders, we met up with Brandon Bean, GMO. Yeah, because I did a video today saying he's hoarding his picks. He's a hoarder.
His draft picks, yeah,
draft picks. He's just they're all just there. Every draft pick he ever did, he has all the pictures on his wall.
Steve Rose,
like
I hope you're right. Yeah. I hope we're about to go on a 7-game run, but I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I have not seen anything that tells me that's true.
Right. And bro, listen, let me tell you something. Me and Mikey, for the most part, we are believers. For the most part, we try to think positive. You know what I mean? Like, we are not a negative channel. Right? We don't go that route. We'll say it how we feel. We'll give you the truth and reality of things, but we're not gonna, we're not here just being like, everything's going to be great. It's fucking, this is the best team ever. And we're also not going the opposite direction too, where it's just strictly negative. So I will say this though. We were talking about 2021 on Sunday, and we were 7-6 after that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a huge difference between that team and this team. That team, at least, we might have had that a little rough patch there, but I still felt like the offense was still had its mojo, had something going for him, right? It was it wasn't really lost. We were just losing games, they were close games, whatever. But I never at that part of the season was like, man, this offense has a real problem, and you know what I mean? It was just more a fact we were losing close games, and it is what it is. I don't think so. We were scoring high points. We actually were pretty good on offense. It was just defensively. Remember 2021? Defensively was our struggle in 2021. Yeah, we
lost 34-31 on the slip.
It wasn't on offense.
We lost 9-6 to Jacksonville.
That was the bad one. But
we lost 41 we lost 41-15 to Indy.
Defense. Yeah.
We lost 14-10 to New England.
That's not good. That was the win game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still feel like that offense was better. I think the defense of 2021, remember, we opened up the season and lost, similar to this year. We lost to Pittsburgh week 1 at home. That was the year we lost to start, and then we won 4 in a row. Wow, if you really think about it, Mikey, almost similar to this season, the way we started. Lost opening week, went on a little run.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started doing this win-loss.
Yeah, except
loss.
Yeah, very similar.
I mean, it's very similar, guys.
I mean, even the points, like when we lost 23-16, then we won 35-0. We won 43-21.
Started blowing teams out.
40-0, 38-20. Then we lost that close one to Tennessee.
Yep.
And then when we beat Miami 26-11, then we lost to Jacksonville 9-6. Then we won 45-17. Then we lost, 41-15. So it was like this back and forth, up and down.
And then we went on this losing streak 2 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that losing streak was right. And guess what we're on right now? 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So I guess they are kind of similar. I think our defense that year was not the best. I think our offense was a little bit better than our defense that year. That was the year that we were kind of like couldn't find our identity on defense for some odd reason, and we just lost it. You know, we didn't know what we were again, which is weird. But you were all right. Like, I think
we're doing that on offense. This year we're doing that.
We're doing the opposite. Yeah, no.
We can't figure out what we are.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's like, bro,
oh my God,
Buffalo Bills fan is ridiculous.
I will be so happy when we're finally done with the trade deadline, because we need Patrick Surtain. He's not going to get traded. He's not. And you know what? We're not the only. If he was going to be traded, we're not the only team that would want him. Every fan base is saying the same thing.
So did you hear the Dorsey presser today? What's he fearing? I watched a little bit. Because you know why I don't watch a lot of it? Because it's all the same crap. It's all the same bullshit. Work around the fucking tough questions. But I will say McDermott's new line is his new go-to, Mikey. What is his new go-to now? Instead of we got to look at the
yeah.
We're not playing complimentary football. That's his go-to now. Every single game we lose, it's like his new thing, man. It's I'm like, dude, listen, forget all that. How about you just fix shit? Like, I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm tired of your one-liners. Like, okay, man.
Trust the process. I don't want to trust the process. I've been trusting the process, and it's got to nothing.
Oh, I did read about this. So Dorsey spoke about how McDermott has been putting some input on the offense and all that. And Dorsey said, God, what did he say? It was something like, I don't mind, or something like that. Like he's putting, a little of, he has some input, but not a lot on what the offense does. So, I don't know, Remember we talked about this a while ago, Mikey, and you said, no, you don't think that was the case, but now I think maybe you're changing your mind. Remember I asked you do you think McDermott is slowing, like has his hands on Dorsey's offense and telling, hey, Dorsey, I don't need you to do this. I want you to do this, and this is what we're going to do. Remember you said, nah, I doubt that's happening. But do you think that's the case now?
I don't I think he has an input in it. Absolutely. I think he's put the leash on Josh Allen, and I think that's why Josh isn't doing the things that he's doing. I really do think that, but if it was McDermott having his fingerprints all over it, I truly believe we'd be running the ball more, and we're not.
Yeah,
we don't stick to the run at all. But you know what the real issue is the game plan. Our scripted coming into the game never work. It's not until the second half.
But are they really scripted?
I don't know. Whatever first half plans that have been going on the last few weeks don't work. Right. It's not until late in the game that we unleash Josh that we pick up points.
I almost feel like, Mikey, they're not scripted. And I'll tell you why. Because multiple teams, like defenders or whatever, have said that what they saw is what they got.
Yeah.
In film. Now, what does that say? Like, wow. Like, so they know exactly what we're going to do. They know our weaknesses, and they know what we're going to do. The only time we've worked good successfully in these games that we've lost so far, or close games, is when we're in like these 2-minute drives and we're just freelance. Like Josh is just going, we're just going real fast and we're just doing whatever. And it's almost off script in a way. It's just like, because you're hurrying it up. And then, of course, the defense is like, oh, wow, they're actually changing shit up on us. Whoa, what do we do? So, it's like, bro, Ken Dorsey, bro, you gotta sprinkle something new in each game. You gotta show the defense something different. You cannot just bring the same game plan every week in, week out, because defensive coordinators are having their guys sit back, watch the film on you, and go, oh, this is what they do. This is it. They don't change. They're not changing it up, fellas. Attack. This is their weakness. This is what they like to do. Take away Diggs. Nobody else is going to do shit. And we got this. And it's been working. And defense coordinators are thriving. And it doesn't it used to be, what's funny? Last year, we got away with it. Last year, we were 13-3. We did all right. But if you notice down the stretch, right, is where we all said, the offense started to not look so hot. But I think that's because defense coordinators are finally going, damn, they're doing this shit week in, week out. Like
they're not making any adjustments.
They're not making any adjustments. So we got this. And then once the playoffs came, you're going against top of the line coordinators for the most part. They ain't stupid. So now we're in year 2. All these coordinators, for the most part, are going, damn, year 2, same shit as last year, no difference. And then you got a guy like Bill Belichick, who's smart as hell. That's what he does. He attacked us where we hurt.
Didn't it seem like yesterday? Didn't it seem like every time Josh went to scramble, they knew exactly where he was going and what he was doing at every point? Like,
I'm sorry.
It felt like their defense ran the plays for us.
That's what I'm saying. Right.
So Josh breaks down and he goes to run and they're already there.
Right. Exactly, because they know, they've seen it on film. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you. By the way, watched Joe Marino today. I don't even know this stat. Crazy stat. So the Patriots are first against they lead the league in shutting down like opposing teams' best offensive play. Yeah. Number 1 receiver. But they're also last against the number 2s, 3s, and 4s.
Yep.
And look what our number 2s, 3s.
We don't have it.
Because we don't have them, and we don't even use them if we had them, Mikey. That's the problem. That's why I'm worried. Because listen, I get Gabe. I'm starting to come to the conclusion now. Gabe Davis is not a quality number 2, but I've seen better. I've seen better from Gabe Davis this year. It's more down than up, if anything. And I don't. Is it the game planning? Is it just what happened to these short routes that Gabe Davis is going to start running now? Remember, it was like, oh, we're not going to use Gabe Davis doesn't have to go deep on the board. Now we got Hardy to go deep. Hardy's not going deep. Gabe Davis is still going deep. Like, what happened to the game plan that the whole offseason?
Well, not only that,
but get all these guys involved.
It wasn't even that. It was what happened to the game plan that we went through the first 4 weeks of the year.
Yeah,
like Chris Sims said it, in his one. He said, I went back and looked at the film from week 2, 3, and 4 to the film over the last few weeks. They reverted back to last year's offense and they stopped doing those short ones, those short completions, move the sticks, and they started throwing the ball downfield again.
Yeah. Well, listen, I heard obviously a lot of chatter about firing Ken Dorsey today on Twitter, all over. I'm definitely against it. I would not. I think it would be a mistake, and I don't think it's going to happen anyways. But I'm all for having a co-offensive coordinator, a dual OC.
You might as well fire him. Two doesn't work.
I don't know. I think 2 could work in this situation. I think it could, because you're not just getting another guy next to him that doesn't know what he's doing. Like a lot of the time, dual OCs, like Miami had 2.
Yeah, that didn't work with the shit.
Yes, but they weren't OCs. Like one of them was like a defensive coordinator guy. Like they weren't that wasn't their gig. And same with the Patriots when they initially tried to have
who's going to call the plays of the 2?
Well, I would listen. I think that, and Brady could potentially. Now I know he's the quarterback coach, but it doesn't matter. I've seen this happen multiple times where a position coach they put him to a different position and they have somebody else be the quarterback coach. You could have Shula be the quarterback coach if you really wanted to, or you could have Shula be the offensive coordinator with Dorsey. I don't see why it would be a big deal.
Who like it really wouldn't.
He said, "Well, it's a dual. It's between that's I'm not up there. That's how they do it. It's a dual OC. They both get together and decide on a play.
What happens if they disagree matter of fact, on plays? I mean, there's so many issues with.
Well, yeah, but I mean, honestly, could it be any worse, Mikey?
Yes.
Than what it is now.
Look
really?
Look
you
at
think
the
so?
Saints.
It's pretty bad.
Look at the Saints.
We scored 10 points in the first 3 games in the first half. I don't think so.
I get it. I think it absolutely could be worse.
Okay, but I'm willing to take that chance. I mean, at this point, Mikey,
I want no part of a dual offensive coordinator.
I wouldn't mind it.
Either give it to Dorsey and let him run with it and stick with him, or let him go and give somebody else it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I still think it would.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
If McDermott has his hands a little bit on the offense, so
no, that's 3 people. That's 3 people. In
right?
The
yeah. Well, I think that's a mistake too. Alpha Rob, Dorsey got the lead. It wasn't Dorsey's calling the plays that couldn't stop Mac Jones. So okay, Alpha Rob, I agree somewhat with that, though. Scoring 3 points in the first half is not ideal for your defense. One. Mm-hmm. Two, you put your defense in bad positions throughout the first half and gave up 10 points just like that because of a turnover by Josh Allen early on. By the way, that's probably more on Josh Allen than the play call, but whatever. But your defense can only be on the field so much, right? They're going to eventually give up some points. So 3 points is unacceptable. 0 points the week before, unacceptable. Now, I get it, though. I'm with you with, okay, the Bills made a comeback. The offense did their job by getting the lead back. Under 2 minutes for a team offensively have been bad, who are last in multiple categories, averaging 12 points a game, haven't scored over 20 in a game. Even with all our injuries on defense, we should still be able to stop a team like that. Mac Jones, by the way, one of the worst in like multiple categories. I forget the one that Joe Marino said today. It was so bad. I'm like, oh my God. And he did so great against us today, yesterday. And yet we let them drive under 2 minutes. Big chunk yards each time. By the way, too, that's missed tackles. That's not all McDermott. McDermott's not out there missing tackles either.
He's also not getting out of his run fits.
Exactly. So some of this was on.
Jordan Phillips got bullied.
Oh, he was bad. Phillips was bad. Bullied. And some of this, like I said, it's not always on the coaching. I get it. Like I'm a realist too. Like a lot of things were execution, bad tackling, out of position, penalties, you name it. So there was I think everybody there was involved, but McDermott also does some weird play calling, like blitzing when he shouldn't, soft zone coverage when he shouldn't be calling soft zone coverage in certain situations. So there were some things too you could blame on McDermott as well for that collapse. But either way, you cannot have a collapse against a team that's last in almost every offensive category. Like, that's crazy to me. I don't care who you're missing. You got to play better than that. Yeah, by the way, Knox, if you guys don't know or haven't followed the news today or Twitter, he had wrist surgery, and he will probably miss the rest of the year. So banged up Bills, which is Kyle, good friend of the show. He's predicting anywhere from 4 to 6 months, Mikey. That's pretty much
or 4 to 6 weeks.
4 to 6 months.
Wow.
So what's
wrong with it then?
I don't know. So more than likely,
because JSN just had wrist surgery and he was back in 3.
That's what I read. I'll double check, but I'm almost sure
4 to 6
I read
weeks
that.
would make more sense than 4 to 6 months.
Yeah, I almost read that. Hold on. So I'll go to my buddy.
Ligament issues in his wrist.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll go. Let me check him up. Yeah, that's what he said. I could swear. I'll look him up right now. Though, hold on. Check. Am I missing anything in the chat? By the way.
Have we been running in around? No, we haven't done anything offensively, anything creative, really. We've done,
right here. Look,
I watched the double pass. I watched all kinds of stuff in tonight's game, and nothing. We don't do any of that.
So let me show this way.
Basic offense. Like our most the most creative we get is motion.
So
still have a ton of research to do. But
so it's not
if Knox tore, a ligament.
Right. It's not
okay.
Right. I'm just throwing that out there. Now, he's not saying like he's obviously not the doctor working on Dawson Knox, but I'm just throwing that out there that it's possible. Just throwing that out there. And McDermott saying there's no timetable on his return.
McDermott also said it could be week to week.
It could be, but I don't know. And I got to question this too. With him being gone now, Dalton Kincaid goes to tight end number 1, right?
Yes, he does.
Is this such a bad thing that Dawson Knox is missing in action? Giving Kincaid an opportunity now, who seems to be playing better when his number's called than Dawson Knox so far this season. I mean, what has Dawson Knox done but drop a lot of passes in big moments? So just curious, and that also adds another receiver. So we go out of 12 personnel. Khalil Shakir can get more involved. So what do you think about that? I mean, it sucks that I feel for the guy, but does this help out? You think in a weird way?
It does in 11 personnel, because you can now because what was happening when we went to 11 either Dawson was on the field, Shakir was on the field, or Hardy was on the field. Now that Dawson's going to be at tight end 1, and he'll probably be the inline tight end, chances are when we go 11, we'll have Dawson, Gabe, Diggs, and either Hardy or Shakir. So it brings a wide receiver back into play. So you'll have Knox and Hardy or Shakir, on the field.
Or Sherfield.
Yeah,
maybe more.
But it's guys that we don't currently have on the field at the same time right now.
That's true. Right.
When we go to the 12, we can always bring in another offensive lineman in those run formations, and then you can still have 3 or 4 man routes with tight end, your 2 receivers, and your back. So there's still things you can do out of the 12 personnel.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you one thing: 12 personnel kind of bogged down this offense.
I agree. That's why I'm coming to you with this. Is this really like
a bad thing?
A bad thing. Like, it's a bad thing because we're paying him $14 million a year and he's not here to do anything for the team. That's a bad thing. But it may not be a bad overall thing to get this offense back on track and get away from the 12 personnel that was maybe forced on this team, and it just was never in sync.
I liked it. I do. I'm not gonna lie. I liked the 12
I like
personnel.
the idea of it. I like the idea of it.
Yeah, it just wasn't. Dawson Knox wasn't holding up his end. Like, if he would have caught some of those passes, then it could have been much bit bigger. But he wasn't.
And if it was used a little bit more properly too, I still don't think it was. I think because we were so fresh at it, maybe we're just still trying to test everything out and you see how it works. I never saw it really gel. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. Kincaid's best game really was yesterday, and it was really not in 12 personnel. All right. So I don't know, man. I have a feeling this might help more.
Listen to this. Listen to this. This is way too early. I'm not saying this is gonna happen.
Yeah, go ahead.
He's gone. Just say he's gone for the rest of the year. Kincaid shows up.
Possible.
The offense gets back on a roll. You realize it's going really well. You have a $14 million tight end that you just aren't going to use, right? So what do? You go and I just pulled up Spot Track and looked at his contract. If you cut him post 6-1 next year, it's a $3.9 million dead cap, and you save 10.5.
You really got to consider it. You really got to consider it. And if they don't, Mikey, then this goes back to Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott having their guys on the team, which we've gone down this road before, guys. Trent Murphy.
Yeah. Vernon
Butler. Guys that they want to have here, just wasting money away, putting money in their pockets. And the one thing is, I really do, like I said, nothing against Dawson Knox. Like, I do like that dude, man. I think he's a good teammate. I think he's a good person. But, bro, you're getting paid big-time money, and you really have not shown up. Let's be real. Yeah. And not only that, he's hurt a lot. It seems like every year
he misses something going on. Time every year.
He misses time every year. It's always something. If it's not his foot, it's his wrist. If it's not his wrist, it's his hand. If it's not his hand, it's his lower leg. Like, bro, it's like, he's like Damian Harris, man. You know what I mean? Like, injury. Like, he maybe just bad luck. I don't know.
Bad luck.
What you see this Trey Williams comment here?
Which one?
Right here. It's on the
Pernay Gary against the Pats on second and Bills ran the ball with James Cook 8 consecutive times. How predictable? Yeah.
Cheers.
It's been one of those issues that we've called out all year.
Yeah, Matt sees this. Dawson Knox ain't worth no $14 million.
He hasn't played a whole season yet.
Ain't nobody taking that contract. You can cut him.
Yeah, you'll cut him and save 10.5. Cut him and save 10.5.
It is what it is. Tell Josh to, hug it out on his way out the door. Tell him he loves him. I'm sure Dawson will find a job somewhere else. And listen, you drafted a tight end number.
I wouldn't even mind bringing him back later on at a cheaper
deal. Yeah, if he's willing to do it or something like that. I'm good with that. But right now, no.
Yeah, so listen to this. Dawson Knox has 15 games in 19, 12 games in 20, 15 in 21, 15 in 22, and now he has 7 this year, but he's going to miss.
Mm-hmm.
He has yet to play a full season, and we're paying him top 5 tight end money.
Right. And what was his best year? 2021. 8 touchdowns. We paid him in 2022. Obviously, didn't do it.
His best was 2021. He had 71 targets. He had 49 catches, 587 yards and 9 touchdowns.
Right.
Last year he had 48 catches, 517 yards and 6 touchdowns. So he was pretty consistent year over year, but he's not even close to that this year.
A little drop off of 2022 on the touchdowns and the yards, and that was after he got paid.
Well,
but we gave him the benefit of the doubt. We gave him the benefit of the doubt because he was more of a blocker last year. Remember, we were willing to go that route, but also the drops. Look at the drop passes. So this year, I believe he already has like 5 now. I think with the drop he had yesterday, he's like 5 or 6. Last year he had 4. Yeah, go ahead.
No, hit it up.
I got you.
Answer this question. What do the top-ranked teams around the league do differently than us?
They constantly make moves and acquisitions.
They also get creative. They don't run the same stuff over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
Like,
well, right. They got competent coaches that in each position that that don't need a lean, that can execute, also too, head coaching, like McDermott, man, he worries me, Mikey. I tell you, man, the London thing was McDermott. I don't care what anyone says. That was bad. It started right there.
He makes the decisions. He makes
some bad decisions at times, guys. Clock management still somewhat of an issue with him at times. The London trip, like I said, was a mistake. He's DC now. There's no one else to point the finger at. They're still getting penalties. They're still getting missed tackles. Like, bro, you can't point the finger now at Frazier. He's no longer here. So what is going on? It's the guys you're bringing in, or you're not coaching them up right. So I don't know, man. I don't know. But also too, GMs bring in. They're constantly looking to add pieces, no matter what, no matter how they are, how good they are, what the record is. They're always looking for the future, going, okay, playoffs are coming. We need to add this guy. Oh, wow, we can get this guy for 6th round pick. Why not?
Let's look at the Eagles. They just traded for Kevin Byard.
Exactly. So that's my point. Like
they need
even if they're good, even though they're good, they're better than us right now. They don't. We like Bean would normally sit back and go, "Oh, we're good. We're fucking 5-1. Like we don't need no help." Can't think that way. If there's a guy there to be gotten for a reasonable price, you go out and get him. And Bean doesn't do that, man. He's stubborn, very stubborn.
Chuckles. Josh needs to move Kincaid in, make some bunk beds.
I know, right? Start being best friends with this dude, because that might be your number 1 tight end moving forward, man. After this season, I'm be real with you there. That is true.
And here's the thing: we can say coaching, and some of it's execution. I get that. However, execution it falls on coaching. If your guys aren't executing, figure something else out. It's your job as leaders to bring out the best of your players.
100%. I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be pointed. Like the finger's going to go to the leader of the team. That's the head coach, no matter what. Your team is struggling. Even if the players aren't executing their drops, this guy's playing terrible, it still points back to one guy. You're in charge of it. You need to figure it out. And if you can't, that's why a new head coach gets brung in to a team, because the head coach cannot can't figure things out with the roster. Same with Brandon Beane too. Brandon Beane needs to do his job as well. Get better talent in here then. And if the talent you're bringing in is not doing good, you need to figure it out then. You need to move on from them.
And that goes to coaching. Coaching tells Brandon Beane what they need or what they don't need, and he goes out and gets it. It's they go hand in hand. So as Matt says, that happens when you have an overrated GM. I don't think Beane's overrated. I think Beane's a very good GM. Problem is the relationship between McDermott's coaches and Beane's staff they're overrating what they can and can't do right now.
Yep. I agree with that too.
And that's an issue on both sides.
I agree with that too. And I think both him and McDermott are stubborn as hell.
Yep.
They're both very, very stubborn in their ways. And I honestly think too, Bean may just be a really tough negotiator when it comes to trades as well. I think he doesn't want to give up a lot, and then teams are like, all right, fuck you, we're gonna go somewhere else, and we're gonna he may be a little bit.
Yeah, he is, because you've seen people walk out the door. He sets a price and he doesn't move from it.
Right. Yeah. But you can't always be like that. Like I love the fact that he took the gamble on Stephon Diggs. Like a lot of people bring up the Stephon Diggs. Well, Brandon Bean traded for Stephon Diggs. Right. Exactly.
That's the only one that he's done like that.
But but my point is, Brandon Bean, like if he needs to say, hey, I took the roll of the dice. It could have been bad. Maybe the rumors were true, and Stephon Diggs came here and he was a diva and he was complaining all the time. It was terrible, and it was a bad locker room guy, like everybody was saying, and it could have backfired. Right? Any trade could backfire. You never know what you're getting sometimes, like person as far as who they are as an individual. But it worked out beautiful. Like him and Josh had a great relationship right away. Perfect teammate. Like people love him. Good locker room guy. So that worked out. So he should say to himself, damn, okay, I gave up a first, but it basically Diggs is the first anyway. So like you got to roll the dice sometimes. And I feel like he rolled the dice there, but he's ever since then, he just doesn't do it. And he doesn't do it. Matter of fact, in season trades, I think he's done
a handful.
How many in-season trades we counted? I think
4
twice.
or 5.
I know he did. I know he did the last year, the Hines and Marlowe, which aren't.
Then he
by
did
the way,
Benjamin.
They're not needle movers. Benjamin was his first, and that was a disaster. Okay, and then Diggs was the offseason, so that doesn't count. I'm talking about in season.
I'd say no more than 5 players total.
Yeah, I agree.
It might even be less than that. It might be more like 3 or 4.
It might be less, bro, because I don't think we made one in 2021. Okay. I'm almost sure we didn't. I'm almost sure it was dead silent. I think people wanted us to, and we didn't.
Matt says in Laminate's terms, Bean's cheap. No, in Laminate's terms, it's not that he's cheap because Bean paid, but Bean pays his own guys and guys that don't, that like Dawson Knox. They pay highly of their own. Right. Like, listen, we're so far over the cap already next year because we paid guys.
Yeah.
They pay their own.
He paid Von Miller handsomely. He paid Dawson Knox. He paid Josh Knox, who doesn't deserve it. Stephon Diggs got paid.
Dion,
there's guys that there's guys, Ed Oliver. Right. Guys got paid. Like he takes care of his own. The problem is some of the guys that we're paying.
Sonny Weaver Jr.
They're not living up. Yeah, they're not living up to the expectations.
I agree, Jason. We need Sonny Weaver Jr. to come in here, start throwing around trades, throwing around multiple second round picks.
Yeah. Yep. And by the way, the cap guys, don't get caught up in the cap. Yeah. The cap's real, but it also could be
adjusted.
It could be bent.
Massage.
It could be right. So exactly. So don't get caught up in that. We don't have any money to pick up that guy. Trust me, guys. If a GM wants a guy, they always get it done. Always. I look at any team, even our team going in every offseason since fucking Brandon Beans took over. We never have money. Never have money. Don't have money. We go out and pay buku bucks.
Well, Matt said that's a bad GM because he pays the wrong guys. Can we really say he's paid the wrong guys? Because at the end of the day, we've been in the playoffs and we've won our division every year the last 4 years.
And every GM's had, by the way, every GM. And the reason why we're hard on our team is because we pay attention more to our team than probably any other team, obviously. So you don't know what, let's say the Titans GM has paid for and
Belichick's
fucked
been getting
up on.
blasted about his GM skill.
Right. There's a lot of GMs that make mistakes, and no GM's perfect. So all the extensions we did and paid right now, I could think of, obviously the Dawson Knox one is not working out. Okay. Ed Oliver so far, except for his injury, was having a good season. We just got paid. So
Dion's
far,
Dion's been good. Trey's been hurt.
Yeah. Now Trey got hurt. That's not really on him, guys. That's just bad luck, guys.
Matt Milano was
Josh
fantastic.
Allen.
He was worth every penny until he got hurt.
Milano's underpaid.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't feel like all of his contracts have been bad, but there's going to be guys definitely that he signs a free agency that are bad, that he should get rid of, like Trent Murphy. You know what I mean? Like, so there is guys that he fucked up on, no doubt. And he had a chance to get rid of, and because they were McDermott guys or whatever, they held on to him, and that's a mistake. And that's what will put you in some problems with the salary cap. But overall, I don't feel like he's been cheap or he's made terrible decisions.
I like Trey's comment here. Next year,
yeah.
Head coach Ben Johnson, DC Bobby Babich. I would not be upset with that. Both young, up and coming coaches, but you'd be blowing up what we're currently doing if you did that.
Man, I told you guys this is my last year supporting McDermott. If things went bad south, like wrong, and so far, I mean, it's early. Things could turn around. It's not been a good start, and we're losing games we should be winning, and we have a really tough schedule coming up, and I'm concerned because of that. So here's the problem: McDermott and Bean are tight. They both came from Carolina. And matter of fact, McDermott brung Bean here. I don't know if McDermott, if Bean has the balls to fire.
It wouldn't be
McDermott. I know it would be the owners, but even the owners, I think some owners like Kraft, for instance, get caught up in that whole winning thing. Look what they've done. We were a bad team.
Well, they just gave him an extension.
And they just gave him the extension. So it's like, you get what I mean? So, look what they built. Look what they, Josh Allen, look at the money we're making. Look at all that comes in together. So I don't think so. I think, unfortunately, they keep McDermott, right? And it could be a problem because how many years do we keep going on?
That's what Matt's saying.
Year after year after year. And Bill's Mafia is eventually going to grow old of it. And
it's starting to this year.
And I don't like the whole, some Bill's Mafia saying, do you want to go back to the drought years? Guys, we have a fucking top 5 quarterback. We have an elite receiver, an elite quarterback. Like we have really good players here in Buffalo. We have a really good GM. For as much as some mistakes he makes a lot of great decisions. We just need a better guy, a better leader. And we need probably a better coaching staff altogether. And that could take this team to the next level. Like, I think McDermott is just one of those guys that just is a good regular season coach, good dude, good defensive coordinator, good philosophy as far as defense goes for the most part. But he fails in big moments. Under pressure, he crumples, man. Look at all the games that we've had, like pressure games, big moments. It's not gone well. And a lot of the times, it's the defense that fails us. And that's McDermott. It's his side of things. Like, that's what concerns me the most, Mikey. Like, look at all the big moments for the most part that we've had, like big time games. We've lost due to the defense, or we lost because we're making bad decisions overall, like coaching decisions. That's McDermott, man. You can't blame anyone else. So what am I missing in the chat?
A lot of people are agreeing with you. Eric wants to know why everyone thinks the sky's falling, because the Bills haven't played well. At the end of the day, they just haven't played well. And the coaches keep going up to the thing like everything's fine.
So, yeah, we're not turning though. So because maybe you just not hopped on. We're not turning on Buffalo at all. Like, I still think this team is good enough to make the playoffs. I still think this team's good enough to win the AFC East. We're one game behind. Like, the Dolphins lost. Thank God they lost yesterday. So Buffalo's still in the mix. And we beat the Dolphins. Like, they're a good team. And we've proven that we could be a good team. You saw what we did there. Like, we beat a very good team. We held them to 20 points. A team that just scored 70. A team that's been rolling on offense. We held them in check. So I know what we're capable of. And so does Mikey. The problem is we're very inconsistent. And our offense is starting to really struggle, really big time. And it's concerning. And things don't look like they're going to be fixed anytime soon. And we also have a lot of injuries, a ton of injuries, guys that can't be replaced by the guys we have currently. Like, no one's replacing Matt Milano. Dorian Williams, I like him, but he's a rookie. He's going to go through his rookie slumps. We might need somebody better right now to fill that position. Can we? I don't know. Can Bean find somebody? I'm not sure. Right? Cornerback. We lost Trey White. Dane Jackson's not the guy. Christian Bedford's still struggling. Kyrie Elam clearly is struggling because he's on the bench. There's a lot of big holes right now due to injuries. Right? Daquan Jones, huge hole, defense tackle. Boom, gone. Clearly, Tim Settle, Poona Ford are struggling right now, filling that spot. Jordan Phillips, maybe he's just another year, just not. He lost it. Maybe I don't know, but there's a lot right now going on the defensive side of things, and the offense. The one side of the ball, Mikey, that's not losing people, are playing bad. Like, we need the offense to step up, right? There's no injuries on the offense for the most part. Dawson Knox, okay, he wasn't doing shit anyways. The offense has to take responsibility right now and help out the defense. They are not. So right now, that's why we're concerned. That's why I'm concerned. Because the defense can only do so much with all the limitations right now. And Brandon Beane probably won't make any trades. So if the offense can't step up for the defense and start getting their shit right, it's going to be like this every fucking week, where the offense is struggling and the defense is just hanging in there, and we're fucking, losing 2 in a row, winning 1, winning 2 in a row, losing 3 in a row. And we're going to wind up missing the playoffs or barely making the playoffs. You know what I'm saying, Mikey? That's where I think the offense right now has to step up for the defense.
Let's hit Eric's comment. It says Tommy Aletta, no one blames Allen. He's got to play better. Again, pick in
100%. He does need to play better. I agree as well.
I think the reason why people are hesitant to blame Allen is because you can watch the game and realize if it wasn't for what we have, for what Josh Allen does for us as it is, our offense is stagnant. It's 100% Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs and nobody else to this point. So nitpicking Josh's few bad plays a game versus Wayne, what he's been able to do, is why people don't put the blame there. How about your coach figure out a way to make it easier on him? We should be able to have a game where Josh goes 13 of 30 and we still win by 2 touchdowns because maybe our run game picked him up.
Right.
We're so Josh Allen centric. It's hard to put the blame on Josh Allen when they make him. He has to play perfect for us to win.
Exactly. I agree with that. I totally agree with that.
I think that's why I'm hesitant to always put blame. Does Josh Allen make mistakes? Hell yes, he makes mistakes. Am I going to get on here and bash Josh Allen for having a bad game? Probably not. Did Josh Allen have a bad game yesterday? Yes. But you know what? In crunch time, with less than 2 minutes, he gave you a freaking lead, and your defense couldn't hold it.
Exactly.
Should it have been that close? No, because he struggled earlier. But you know what? The dude shows up when you absolutely have to have him. And once again, he had to put on his cape at the end to help the offense because there's no run game. There's nobody else doing things. It's
funny too. And nobody and you guys and I totally agree with Mikey. Me and Mikey aren't always on the same page, but I agree with Mikey 100% here. Not only that, nobody here wants to talk about the offensive line getting blown the fuck up the whole game.
Oh no, Joe Marino talked about it. He said that was on.
No, I'm talking about in general, Bills Mafia in general, not Joe Marino. I'm talking about just in general.
They put that on the quarterback.
Right. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about Stephon Diggs missing an opportunity to possibly either go for the win there at the end, 5 seconds. He had the ball, guys. Nobody talks about that. We're all we avoid that because we lost Stephon Diggs. But guys, he had the fucking ball. That was a great fucking pass. That put us at the 35. It would have gave us an opportunity. We don't know what would happen, but still would have gave us a way better chance, a 35-yard pass to win. Instead, the game was over like that. I'm just saying, little plays like that, guys, we all forget about. You know what I mean? How about the Jets game when Allen put it right on Gabe Davis with a hurt UCL shoulder in that one game, Mikey. Put it right on him, hit his chest and fell off. It was like an 80-yard pass. Nobody talks about that. All right. It just talks about how bad Allen, the two decisions he made that were bad. But he also gives you the opportunity to win the game if players don't step up in key moments. It's not just all about Allen. There's other guys that are responsible. It's a team game. You know what I mean? He's not Superman every fucking game.
He makes mistakes and he has bad games.
100% he does. Yeah.
I'm just hesitant to put it all on him when he is our entire offense. Yeah, he does get picked off in big momentum. Like, listen, yesterday we came out, we gave up. Josh Allen wasn't on the field that let them march right down the field and kick a field goal. It was Josh Allen's fault that he threw a pick on the next play.
100%.
And put them at the 40. But Josh Allen didn't turn around and let them score a touchdown.
So, yeah. So here it is, man. So you know why I can't go with that, what you're saying. And listen, I can't tell you how you want to believe. Like, all y'all are going to believe what you want. Like, it's your opinion. Like, you guys, if you feel like this team is not a playoff team or a 500 team or below 500, like, I also understand where you're coming from. I get that. But I also know what this team has been the last 3 seasons. And I also know that we've been down this road before. And me and Mikey just talked about 2021. We just lost like 3 out of the last 4 games. We just lost a game on Tampa. I'll tell you, all of Twitter was like, this fucking team sucks. It's over. We're the fucking worst. Back to fucking Josh Allen sucks. Back to being a mediocre team, blah, 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 blah. We wind up going on a rampage, winning 4 in a row in the regular season, tearing up the Patriots in the playoff, winning that division. Like, we've been down this road before. How about last year when we lost a couple in a row and, the Bills are done. The Dolphins are the new team and blah, blah, blah. Like, guys, like, we've been down here before. This is nothing new. I am concerned, but I feel like we do have a head coach that's been there, done that, and Sean McDermott. I still kind of have a little belief that he could figure this out. We still have a very good quarterback. We still have a very good receiver in Stephon Diggs. There's still talent here to pull our shit together. We beat a very good team in the Miami Dolphins. We've had some good games this year, and we had some bad ones. Can we turn it around? Of course we can. I still believe in the guys on this team, but we do need to. Things need to change. Ken Dorsey needs to call a better game. Josh Allen needs to be better. The offensive line needs to be better. The defense needs to step up in big moments. And if all that happens, playmakers need to be better. Yes. And if that starts to happen, yes. But I will say this: there is a little bit of a difference too. The offense this year is totally out of sync. They're not having fun. Look at the sideline. Even after they score, it just doesn't seem like they have any kind of mojo going. My buddy Matt from Bills News Consolidated had a really, really good video today, pointing out that, like, when we have like first downs, big first downs, like a big moment in the game, none of the Bills players are like congratulating that guy. It's just like we're just going through the motions, like no excitement going on like years past. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's like, yeah, bro, fucking, what a fucking play. You know what I mean? Like, they're just letting the guy get up and just like, oh, let's walk back to the huddle. I don't like that. Like, and by the way, they had a team meeting today. Von Miller, Josh Allen set up a team meeting, strictly the players, a players only meeting. And who knows? Maybe they're talking about that. Maybe they're saying, hey, we're a tight knit group. We need to start pulling for each other out here. You know what I'm saying? Believe it or not, Mikey, that little stuff is good. Mm-hmm. It's good morale for the team, man. You're a guy, but like, for instance, the Murray play, when Murray got 15 yards first down, remember that play? Made great play. Nobody really, let's move on. Like, the team should have been, damn, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and I get that. I get where Matt was coming from with that. We've lost that little bit of excitement. Like, the offense is just going through the motions. It's like,
so let me ask you this question. Does it have to do with maybe the same voice in the room they're just starting to tune it out?
It's possible. It is.
You can only listen to the same message over and over so many times before you just start tuning it out.
No, yeah, Murray was. I'm talking about the players that, like, when you make.
I know. I get that. What I'm saying.
No, I'm talking to Jason. I'm talking to Jason.
Oh.
So I know Murray was hyped up. I'm talking about on the field. There was plays like big.
Like where is the other guys coming down and dapping up outside of like touchdowns? You don't see other guys coming down and dapping them up and being all.
That's
excited.
what I'm saying. They're picking a player up, like just fucking. Now there was a few like Dawson Knox on the Murray first down, but I just don't see you don't see that excitement from this offense. You just see an offense that's dragging along. For me, at least, they just don't seem like they're having fun out there. At all. And it's evident. Look on the sideline. Players are like their heads are down. Like we used to be an like exciting team. The offense used to have fun out there. It just doesn't seem fun anymore. And I'll tell you, the Von Miller comment about Josh Allen not being
Josh Allen.
The whole reason he fell in love with Josh Allen is because of him just being himself and going out there and just doing his thing and like. Seems like, and that's basically a comment saying he's not being Josh. Like, this is not what I know. Like, you know what I mean? And I feel like maybe on the offensive side,
they're trying to make him a pocket guy.
Just let him be, man. Let him be Josh.
If he only plays to 33, 34 versus 37, 38, I'd rather see the old Josh versus this new Josh.
100% all day. I totally agree, by the way. But yeah, man, things have to change. Things got to get better. Maybe this players meeting. Maybe that's something. And I like that they had that because they need that. There's something not right now. And you made a good comment too with the whole, are they, believing in the guy that's talking in the locker room now? I mentioned that 2 years ago to you. Remember that? And you're like, no. Will the locker room lose?
Well, you don't,
McDermott lose the locker room.
You don't hear it. Like a few years ago, you heard the players coming out in support of it's not coaching, it's not this, it's not that.
Right.
You don't hear that. Like out unless they're asked about it, you don't hear about it.
Yeah. That's one good thing about our team, though. They're not going to throw anybody under the bus. Like Josh Allen doesn't do that.
No, but I'm saying they used to come out and just in the press conference talking about, this is on the players, without being provoked or asked. They don't do any of that stuff anymore.
Right. You're right. I just think the McDermott, his whole, thing that he had going on when he first got here, which was what was the trust the process.
Yeah.
Like all that's old. It's over with. I think that was another issue with Diggs. Like he just like I said, I think he's losing some of the players' faith. In his ways. Like,
yeah, Triggs, I'm with you on this. McDermott never seems to take ownership. Like Josh Allen comes to the podium and accepts all the blame all the time. I don't see McDermott ever accept blame. Ever.
Oh, dude, because you didn't listen to today, but if you go back and if you do listen to the McDermott's presser today that he does from his office or whatever, he pretty much blamed the whole team. It was not the play calling. It was, fundamental of his tackles. Like he's not put, it wasn't
he never
like
puts any ownership on himself.
No, nothing, so that you got to do,
like even the 13 seconds, he never took.
I'm really starting to believe that rumor is true. I'm really starting to believe that. I didn't want to believe it, Mikey. Now, who's to say? You know what I mean? I'm just going by what I think. I have a feeling he was definitely involved in that. I have a feeling he took over play calling because I feel like that's the kind of person I could see that McDermott doing that. You know what I mean? Like going, nope, I got it from here, Frazier. And I think that really was the whole mix-up from the get-go, from the special teams coach with the whole kickoff situation. And it was a disaster.
Listen, we've also lost a ton of freaking coaches over the years.
Oh, I know.
They just left for the
for the same positions,
for the exact same positions, not for promotions.
Right. That what does that say? There's a problem there. There's a disconnect.
Dayball hates him. Like you saw that at the end.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah. That's evident. Like that. There was a disconnect in Buffalo. And I also heard too today that Ken Dorsey, the reason why Dable and the McDermott thing is because Dable wanted back down. And I think Dorsey, because he's so fresh, new at this position, he probably is backing down and going, yeah, McDermott. Yeah, you want to? Okay, cool, man. You want to do it your way, this way? He's not gonna. You know what I mean? He's a newbie. He's not gonna like go. No, man, fuck that. I've been in this. I've been an OC for fucking 10 years. Like, I don't see Dorsey doing that. And you know what's weird? I think Dorsey game plan last year was a little bit more exciting than this year. I felt like he brought a little more excitement to the offense. This year, it's like it's almost like the McDermott way. It's the McDermott way, boy. For the most part.
Chuckles comes in and says McDermott is scared of the Cam Newton fact. Here's what people tend to forget about Cam Newton. Yes, he took a lot of hits in the NFL. Cam Newton also got in a serious car wreck and jacked up his shoulder and had to have multiple surgeries on it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the reason why. It wasn't because he, people tend to forget how bad of a wreck that was. It almost killed him. Like, Cam Newton was lucky to be alive. And he messed up his shoulder and it never healed right. But people were like, oh, he took too many hits and that's why he was what he was. No, you want to look at who Josh will end up probably becoming. Look at Big Ben. That's more of it than Cam.
Yeah, I can see that too. I can see that too.
Big Ben got to a point where he was like, 37, 38 when he finally retired. But at 35-ish is when he started having arm problems and he had surgery and then he just didn't have that deep ball anymore. Big Ben's probably Josh's future more.
He's very. I would say they compare a little bit, but I would say the only difference is though with Big Ben is he didn't take care of his body at all. Like he was a partier. Mm-hmm. Like he just off season was y'all know what Big Ben did in the off season. Like he wasn't.
He also got in a bad accident and almost killed himself too on a motorcycle.
He did. Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, like, overall, like, I don't see Josh going down that route as he ages, like a Big Ben. I think he'll take care of his body better. But I see the similarities. I definitely do. I also see the similarities in Cam Newton and Josh as well.
I don't. I see it more. Anthony Richardson is more of a Cam type than a Josh.
Red Nation. What's Red Nation? Is that Tampa Bay? I have no. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what Red Nation is. Tell me, D. Smith. Just curious. Red Nation. I don't know.
Maybe it's Tampa Bay. But anyways, let's talk about Tampa Bay. We're an hour in and we haven't even talked about Tampa Bay.
Let's do it.
So Tampa Bay is also a team that's coming off of a couple losses. Here's the thing. From an offensive standpoint, and I'll just give you my keys to the game right now.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
My keys. On offense, start quick. Maybe go up tempo to start the game.
Yeah, man.
We have to have a faster start. Because here's the thing. With Tampa Bay, they have a solid defense and a solid offense. I don't think they're special in any one thing. They have a superstar in Mike Evans. They have a fantastic number 2 in Godwin. They have a really good young tight end in Kate Otten. They have a superstar left tackle. They have a Mac Jones-ish type of quarterback in Baker Mayfield.
Right.
He falls he might be a tier above Mac Jones and Tyrod Taylor, but he's not. He's only on his 5th team in 5 years for a reason. Mm-hmm. He is what he is. If you give him time, he'll pick you apart. So you got to get.
I think if you can. So it's funny you say that. So, I mean, that's for any quarterback because look at Mac Jones yesterday. Very little
25 to 30.
He
got the ball in 2.1 seconds. That means you're giving him way too much space to get the ball off.
Right. So you give any quarterback time. I don't care, man. Eventually your corners are going to lose containment, especially our corners. That's the other problem. If we had the Jets corners, I would be like, hey, they'll handle it for the most part. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they'll be all right. They got speed. They'll stick with them. But that's not the case here. We have to have pressure to help those corners out because they're limited.
But in their defense, it's hard to get pressure in 2.1 seconds. Like,
no, I get that too. But what does that say though? That goes back to one guy, the guy that's doing the defense. That means you got to switch it up there. Obviously, if he's getting the ball out quick, then you need to press. Just saying, you need to play a little bit more physical at the line.
Oh, Godwin and Vita Vea did not practice today due to injuries. Having Vita Vea out of that lineup is a big difference because he will. You thought Barmore killed our interior? Vita Vea's.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
This
So,
is
by
a
the way, real
monster.
quick, too, I do like your game plan to start up tempo. I feel like this team, when this offense gets going, it's late in games. When we're trying to do a 2-minute drive, I feel like defenses are they're a little bit caught off guard in what we're doing. Like, I like that. I like the up tempo part of the game too. It doesn't.
It's not the 2-minute drive. We go 2-minute offense at like 8 minutes.
2-minute offense. I apologize.
Because what people hear is when you say 2-minute drive, they think the defense is just playing.
I meant 2 minute. All right, 2-minute offense is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So 2-minute offense. I like that. Like I said, because it keeps the defense. They don't know what's going on. They can't substitute as fast. You're doing a lot of that. When you're going back to the huddle, things aren't going right. Defense is setting up. I don't like it. And plus, we're not getting the play in fast enough anyways. I hate that. I don't know what is going on with that, too. You're not getting the play in time. Shot clocks, the clock's going down the play clock. Unacceptable.
Can't adjust.
Yeah,
not enough time.
Can't adjust because not enough time. You got to call timeout or take the flag.
Or just run the play as is and you don't get a chance to adjust.
Right.
We've been doing that too.
For me, up tempo, get the play in. And if you need to go to the line, you got plenty of time to switch out, to call whatever you need to do. Call an audible, change whatever you don't like. I like that, man. Will they do it? Probably not. But I would like to see it. I would definitely like to see it.
Either way, we need to start faster. Whatever they need to do, figure it out, start faster. On defense, it's all about, their pass game. They don't have much of a run game. They don't have, it's all about getting to Baker Mayfield. You hit Baker Mayfield, it's going to be a long day for them.
If you put pressure on Mayfield, he makes mistakes.
Yep.
He's been like that his whole career.
Yep. Oh, Mayfield didn't practice either, doing knee sore. I bet you they all end up playing though.
Yeah.
It's a Monday, so they'll probably, most of them will probably sit out until Wednesday, and then they'll do the walkthrough and they'll be questionable, and then they'll play on Thursday.
Look at this. The Vikings are beating. I don't know the score right now, but it's funny because if the 49ers lose, because we're not 49ers fans, so we are not in their chat, but I'm sure they'll have
a field day because that's 2 in a row.
Right. So,
I live in Northern California.
If you think ours is bad, I'm sure they're going to be like, they were bullshit, dude.
They were lost their freaking minds that they lost to Cleveland last week.
Of course.
But they put it all on the kicker. They put it all on the kicker.
Right. Of course.
That was the reason. The kicker missed the
it wasn't anything else.
Yeah. Right. So ultimately, it's one of those things of, from a defensive standpoint, get in there and hit them. Don't let them have those free releases. You know what I mean?
Now, Ed should be back this week, correct? I think he's back at practice. Okay. I thought he was back at practice today. Somebody said.
Okay. That's good. That's good if he is.
I could swear I saw that. I could be wrong. I'll look later outside, but I could swear he was.
Okay. And then from a special team standpoint, Bass, make your fucking kicks, dude.
Oh, my. What is going on with him? He's missed 3
of his last 4. Whatever happened, he was screaming at somebody. Someone did something wrong on the one that
I saw that one, yeah.
He was hot about something. And the ball, the way it went, it just went woof. Like, just took a right
I was
turn.
Wrong. It was odd, by the way, but I was wrong. So today, Josh, full participant, Terrell, full participant, Spencer, full participant, Elam, full participant with the ankle, whatever. Dawson Knox, obviously, kaputs. Von Miller, rest day. It said rest knee limited.
Yep.
Quentin Morse did not practice due to his ankle.
I think
Ed Oliver toe limited. So he did practice, but limited. Jordan Phillips back limited. And Spector, of course, he's hurt again with a hamstring. Did not practice.
I'll tell you.
I think what's going
on
with that guy?
Vaughn only played 6 snaps last week, and it was all in the first quarter. And then there's a video of him limping off the field and now rest day knee.
Yeah, man. So Mikey showed me that. I did not see that until before we came on here. I'm hoping that's just more of us, like,
everyone was asking what's going on with Vaughn. We didn't see him because he didn't play.
Definitely, if you guys haven't seen it, he's definitely limping.
Yeah,
there's no doubt he's uncomfortable there. Now, once again, I don't know why. It could
have banged his knee and it just hurt.
And it could be a range of things. Exactly. Yeah. So I'm not overly concerned, but I will say if they sit him out this week, no snap, then I would definitely start to be a little concerned. Yeah, because
I'll start to wonder.
That's not good. Yeah.
So but I need Bass to make his freaking field goals, man. You can't miss 3 or 4.
I want to say on that field goal though, I get where you're going from, but that motherfucker was going straight down the middle, and it just went
right, almost like someone had a control. It was like a controller. Went, whoop.
My friend, who's like a conspiracy guy, was like, "Yeah, like the magnet."
Or they say they have chips in the balls, so maybe there's a chip.
I heard it. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I think it was windy that day, and there was like gust. I don't even.
But
so I am almost not going to.
There was no wind.
Oh, really? It was odd though.
Yeah.
But why did it, bro, Mikey? It wasn't like it curved off to the right.
No.
It
Lindsay,
over there.
We talked about that earlier, Lindsay. Maybe before you showed up. They got him for a steal too. They got him for Terrell Edmonds. A 4th and a 6th.
Yeah, nothing, man.
They got a former All-Pro safety.
Right. That's
for nothing.
That's what we're talking about too, guys. Like
they did the same thing and that's how they got DeAndre Swift. They gave up like a 4th or 5th round pick and got it for nothing in the draft.
Same with Gregory. Like this is what I'm talking about, guys. Like not every trade for a guy that can move the needle will have to be a 1st round pick. Like, you know what I mean? But there's guys out there to be gotten for 5th round, 4th, 6th. Like, come on, Bean. Like, you can't be that fucking stubborn not to give up a 4th or 5th or 6th. Like, you have a shit ton of picks, bro. And honestly, too, Mikey, let's be real. If you believe in your team, like I get it. If you're a bad team, you want it. You want drafts. You want picks. Yeah. You don't want to give up your 1st round. I get that. But if you're a good team or you believe you're a good team and if you get this player and he's here to stay, whatever, you're going to get a late 1st round pick anyways, right? If you really believe in your team, you're going to get like the 32nd pick, right? If you really truly believe that you could go far. So who gives a fuck about that 1st round pick if that guy could put you to the top? If you believe he's a 1st round talent anyways, if you were drafting tomorrow. So I wish Bean sometimes would think that way, and he doesn't, man.
Nope. He looks at it as cheap labor. Cheap labor is what he looks at.
Yep.
Bass was chewing out Martin because the ball was leaning. Is that what happened?
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Go out and get Josh Norman.
He was yelling at something. Oh, God.
Any other retired players we want? Cole Beasley, by the way, got cut.
Jason, you're brave. I did not rewatch that game.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Hoarding picks when most players being picks anyways become busts. They become average. They become average. And Dane Jackson is average.
And
Gabe Davis is average.
Yeah. And to be fair, some of these guys like I would have say that last year and go, yeah, like the Terrell Bernard pick. What a shitty pick. And oops, right? I'm just throwing that out there because some of these picks that we're quick to judge wind up working out. And so not all the picks were bad that he's but there's quality guys.
Let's do this. The last 2 years, our 5th, 6th, and 7th round guys outside of Shakir have not made our roster and probably aren't even on our practice squad because someone else
agree.
Them up.
You talking about a late round?
Yeah. Why don't we trade some of those picks?
I 100%
have spots on our roster. I'm with you.
I am 1,000% with that. You're right. If they haven't worked out anyways, right?
Yeah. Like you're not making our roster, and other teams are picking them up and putting them on their roster.
Right. So what's the point? Right.
Why are we just picking for other people? Just freaking trade the pick and go get someone that can help you.
I agree.
And we have 10 of them?
10.
Yikes. Okay. All right, but and then from a
I
coaching
think
standpoint,
has been good. Triggs, I think AJ's had a good season. I don't think it's been great, but I think he's had a good season.
Oh, I
got to disagree there. I thought he played okay yesterday. He was him and Lawson for run. They weren't bad. They actually had decent games yesterday. Nothing that now, by the way, nothing to write home about. And then like Epinesa wasn't making any like splash plays that made a difference in that game, but I don't think he played bad in that game. But
you have to remember he's also had some really good games. He played well against Miami, played well against Chicago.
Right.
Or was it Chicago? Yeah. No, who did he pick up? No, it was Washington. It was Washington. They picked off. He's had some really good games. He's also had some games that he was just so. But he's a rotational D end.
Yeah, exactly. And he's on
Lord
the contract.
Jesus,
it's his last season. He ain't staying anyways. Jason, Lord Jesus, give Kincaid some long routes. I agree. Like that's what he did in Utah so well. He had a big route tree. He pretty much went anywhere and everywhere on the field that they wanted him. He would go. He had no problem with that. That's why we drafted him. That's why I thought we were drafted. And we did it one time yesterday and it worked. And we didn't use it again. Yeah. It was a great play. Like get him more involved in deeper routes. It doesn't everything has to be inside. A quick turnaround, quick slant, whatever. Man, give him more of a route tree, man.
Lindsay comes in and says, I heard Hollywood Brown wants to be traded. I don't know if Hollywood Brown fits what we would need. He brings speed. That's it.
I wouldn't want him. Listen,
he also has problems catching the ball.
If we're going to get a receiver, what I want, at least, I want a bigger receiver. I want a more physical, bigger receiver. Like that's why I want a D-Hop here. That could separate. That's why I want a D-Hop here initially. Because not like D-Hop's Mr. Fast, Mr. Speed, but he can separate. He can catch anything thrown his way. Mm-hmm. Like you don't have to worry about
large radius to catch too.
Right. So, like, if we're going to trade for a receiver, let's say, like, there's only a handful that I would like here. Adams clearly is a guy that I would love to be, have here as a Buffalo Bill. Renfro's interesting to me because he could fill that slot position.
But if he's not a big receiver, Hardy, who could probably do the same thing.
He can. You're right, but guess what? Ken Dorsey doesn't know his strengths. So
but the same thing. What makes you think he's going to be able to do that with?
Because maybe he believes in Renfro more. I don't know. You might have a good point. You might have a great point. I have no idea.
We also have Andy Isabella sitting on the bench, on the practice squad, who could be a slot guy.
That would be interesting too, because he had a good preseason as well. Like he
wasn't great on special teams, but he was good.
Offensive side, he was open a lot, and he had good yards after catch. Titans are trading everyone away. I know that would definitely be a team I call just to see who they have.
D-Hop.
I know
D-Hop's the one guy on that team that would make sense for us.
Can you imagine? Like we wind up getting D-Hop anyways. I would laugh my ass off.
That'd be great.
I mean, of course, I would welcome it.
Jason asked, Kincaid, Morris, Gilliam are tight ends Thursday? No, Morris is still nursing a high ankle sprain. It's probably going to be a couple more weeks before he's back. So my guess is we'll probably pull up a tight end from the practice squad, and it will be Kincaid, Gilliam, and, it'll probably be, Edwards, who is the guard who comes in on rundowns and becomes the big tight end.
Eric saying Dorsey doesn't use Hardy. Dude is nuts. Give him the fucking ball. I agree. Like, that's what I mean about Dorsey too. Like, you got to know your fucking personnel. You got to know your players' strengths. Like, I would have thought when Bean goes to get these players, right, that they are like the head coach, the offensive coordinator, whoever, what position group are going out. I would think they would have their say, or at least say, hey, I like, here's what we could do with him. Like, if we get Hardy, this is what he does well. Look what he, I'm sure they looked at his film. They know what Hardy can do on the field. And then they get him here and they don't do anything that he did in New Orleans. Nothing. They don't use any of his strengths, which is what? Elite speed. That dude could, get him on a slant route. Get him deep. Like, get that dude in some open field. Like, he is a yards after catch guy. He could take it to the house.
Yeah.
They don't do that.
Two things. One, Jason says D-Hop and Henry. I'm with Triggs on the Henry thing. Henry just doesn't fit our offense. We don't run the ball enough for him to make sense here. Also, he would not fit in a shotgun run formation.
I agree. I would be interesting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't totally.
I won't crap on it if they do it.
right.
Lindsay comes in and says, honestly, a trade for a cornerback and a linebacker is more desperately needed. Honestly, I would say even more than that, it might be defensive tackle.
Yep. And I'm on total board with you, Mikey. Woo,
like defensive tackle might be the most important of them all.
I think if we do a trade, it has to be multiple, Mikey. And then when I mean multiple, I mean both sides of the ball. You're going to go out and get help for Josh Allen. There's only one thing you need to do. You need a receiver. Running back, I think we're fine. I think we can get by with Cook. I don't think you need Henry. Now, if Henry, fine, whatever. But I think you need another weapon, a quality weapon for Josh Allen at receiver. And then on defensive side of the ball, listen, Daquan Jones may not be back. You need to fill that spot. And that will be big time help. And that will help out the corners because now you're putting pressure on the corner, on the quarterback. And it gives the cornerbacks, better time to do their thing against the receivers. And receivers won't get open as fast.
It's a big one tech is what we need.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, we got a super chat. Eric.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Appreciate it. Love you guys, bro. Keep up the good work. I could be me on the chat. Of course, man. Listen, everyone could be everyone on this chat, man. That's one thing about us, man. We will try to respond to everybody on here.
Not only that, you can come in and speak your mind. We may not agree with you, but that's fine. It's okay to disagree.
We won't be
here.
We understand.
Listen, we're two fans. This whole platform is about fans getting together and talking. Well, just like you would be at tailgating. That was the whole point of the show. So yes, come in and speak your mind. It's all good.
Think about
we can agree to disagree. Simmons just signed. I would love to have Simmons personally. Simmons just signed a new contract, so I doubt that's happening.
Yeah, he had a big deal. Yeah, I don't.
Big deal. I doubt that's happening. But if they want to give him to me, I'll take him.
Right.
I'll happily take him.
They're like a swap shop. They're just
like
throwing...
Patrick Surtain. I'll take Patrick Surtain too if they want to give him to me. I speak my mind.
Oh yeah, Jason definitely speaks his mind on Twitter.
Me and Tommy get into legendary disagreements all the time.
All the time, man.
It's all love.
Yeah.
It's okay. You don't have to see eye to eye. Just like some people think, our offense is Josh Allen's fault. The only time I would say you can listen. We all have opinions, and we all are passionate. We're all here. We're passionate Bills fans. The only thing I would say is sometimes for some people out there, you got to know how to either walk away from the conversation. Sometimes if you feel like it's not going anywhere, it's not leading anywhere, or if it gets nasty. And I tried not to be that way. I really try to respect everybody here, and I ask people to do the same. Like when people, for the most part, all y'all are super cool, man. All of our subscribers. And once in a while, we'll have people that are a little bit rude, to us, and it is what it is. But we only ask for just keep it cool, man. And if it ain't going, if we don't agree, it is what it is. It's okay.
Agree to disagree. Me and Mikey all the time, man. We all the time agree to disagree. Like
there's a reason why Team Mikey and Team Tommy became a thing.
Exactly. You know what I mean? But we, at the end of the day, I love Mikey, and Mikey loves me, man.
I would love that trick.
At each other's throat like that.
Jalen Johnson is intriguing as hell. The only issue I have with Jalen Johnson, honestly, is we're gonna have to pay him, and he wants to get paid a lot. So if we went and traded for Jalen Johnson, we're gonna probably have to say goodbye to Trey next year, and we're gonna have to use the money that we save releasing Trey to give Jalen Johnson his money. Yeah. But maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to say goodbye. And someone set it up here in the chat, and I don't remember who it was. Maybe it's time to say goodbye to the Morrises and the Hydes and the Poyers and the Treys and those that the team as we know it.
Yeah, I think Trey is one that, and I hate to say it because man, I feel so bad for the guy, man.
And I love the guy.
Yeah, and it's really the injuries. It's not his play or anything like that. But you got to do what's right for the team. You know what I'm saying, guys? And we love that dude. Like, I love Trey White. Like, I love everything this guy brought to the team when we drafted him. Like, but if the guy can't stay healthy or is not the same, and we're paying him that much, and there's a way out to save some, like, there will be a time where we have to make that tough decision.
Do you want me to tell you
what
the way
it goes? Yeah, go for it.
Post 6-1 next year. We saved 10.4, but we have a dead cap of 6.2.
Right.
Still save 10 million. And if you're going to have a Jalen Johnson need to pay him, it's probably going to have to come from there.
Yeah, those are, like I said, man, I think these are all tough decisions to make for coaches and GMs because, bro, they drafted him. You know what I mean? Like, he's been here in Buffalo since he was, drafted. Like, you get emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, same with Dawson Knox. Like, everything that's happened to him. He lost his brother. Like, all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, he's like family. These players are like family. A lot of these guys, especially the guys that were drafted, Mikey. So it's kind of tough for them to say goodbye. But you have to do what's right for business, man. And this is a business. And this is you can't hold on to these guys forever and paying them like that. You got to do what's right, man. And it sucks, but it's the nature of the business, man. NFL is tough.
Yep. So just so you know, Tommy.
Yeah.
If for whatever reason we released White and Mitch Morris and Dawson Knox, based off of the projected over the cap calculator, we're 10 million under. Just those three guys alone takes us out of the hole and back to having $10 million.
Hey, Lindsay with the super chat. Tommy and Mike, love the show. You guys keep it real. Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
We do try.
We do try. We do try.
We do
try.
So. Anyways, but back to the whole Tampa Bay game. Ultimately, and then from a coaching standpoint, I need McDermott and Dorsey to put the guys in position, motivate them, do something, because what we've been doing the last couple of weeks isn't working. Because I'll tell you one thing: 5-3 sounds a whole lot better than 4-4. 5-3 going into Cincinnati.
Yeah.
We get the win in Cincinnati. Now we're 6-3. People are starting to forget about us being 4-3.
Exactly. You start forgetting about and that's happened years past. And but I tell you what, you lose this game.
4-4 into Cincinnati.
You're right. And the same things are happening, right? Meaning
you're on the edge of imploding.
Right. And by the way, losing and I mean losing meaning we're losing the same way, right? Like it's not even a close game. Like we're fucking 3 points at halftime again, or no points at halftime, and early turnovers, and just looking like the same team we've been looking like the last 3 weeks, and to lose that game, not good.
You're on the edge of imploding.
You're on, and that's when we really need to have that talk, the real talk, I think, because at that point, I'm not. Yeah, you got to now you're losing games you should win, And by the way, like I said, you should have won last week. You should have won. You should have not. That game against the Giants should have never been that close. You should have beat the Jaguars. Let's be real. And the Jaguars game, by the way, Mikey, I was okay with it. I said, hey, I was all on board with saying short trip to London. McDermott fucked up. I get it. We were tired. But where's the excuses now? It's the same bullshit the next 2 weeks. So I can't even say that anymore, that they were just tired. It was bad time and they shouldn't have went there so late. Like, maybe that wasn't the case. Maybe we fell a fucking apart and we haven't figured out a solution. But it starts this week. Like, this has to be a get right game. And if the players really had that meeting, like they say they did today, the player only meeting, boy, they better fucking come out and firing on all fucking cylinders this Thursday. If they come out not firing and they're same old bullshit,
we said the same thing last week. We said the same thing last week.
No, but they didn't have a player meeting either last week.
Yeah.
I'm saying this player meeting that they had, right? Yeah. Clearly it's because something's not right and they want to talk about it. We want players only. So that means they know something's wrong, clearly, because whenever you ever heard about a player meeting in years past, like this might be the first for me.
Well, players meetings usually are with the teams that aren't super close. Like this Bills team's super close. So the fact that they're having a players meeting is really concerning.
Saying. But you know what though? It's concerning, but yet in a way, if they come out and look sharp on Thursday, things look a lot better. Players are actually, playing their asses off. Guys are actually doing their job, right? Picking up each other. You know what I mean? Like, I'll say, okay. You know what I mean? Okay. Now the boys are back. They understood what was going on. Everybody looked in the mirror. Everybody had their powwow, right? Hey, man, you're fucking up. I'm fucking up. Fuck this shit. We're going to go out Thursday and we're going to show who you really are. And if they do that and they look impressive on Thursday, then yes, I think we can be a little bit going, hey, we're 5-3 now. Look how sharp we look. But if that game goes the opposite direction, Mikey, it's going to be a rough podcast. It's for us Thursday night. It's going to be a rough year.
I'll be telling you, if our offense looks the same way it has, I'll be coming on and saying it's time to make a change with Dorsey. We don't know, Robert. We hear both. You know, McDermott has his fingers in the pie, and McDermott saying it's Dorsey. You know, so yeah, he's do a bad one, a bad pick too, like nobody around.
Oh, really?
You know what it looked like. You know that timing, that crosser that Tua always throws. It's that timing pattern.
Yep.
Purdy did the same thing, and the guy wasn't there.
It could have been on the player too, though. It could have been sometimes we're not on the same page.
He slipped.
Well, there you go. Break. I mean, he tried to get rid of the ball, thinking he was going to be there before he got rid of the ball.
No, he got rid of the ball earlier than he was supposed to.
Right, timing. Yeah.
So
it happens. It happens.
Happens to Tua all the time. Like Tua throws to a spot, and it's timing. You know, he doesn't read the defense and then make plays. You know, I mean, he can. He's not dumb by any means. He's just the way he plays the game. It's the offense he's in. You know, so I don't know. I need us to get off our ass and get going. I don't need us to go in and blow out Tampa Bay, but I need our
offense to look sharp.
Yes.
And the first half, off to a good start. Right. Get off to a good start. You know, I don't want to see 3 points at halftime. Right. You know, I mean, like there is no excuse for that. We are way better to be scoring 3 points, 7 points, like even 10. I want to see 14 to 21 points, at least 14 to 20 going in the half, or 14 to 17, somewhere around there. Right, Mikey? Like that's where you want to kind of be, for a first half start, and then close the show in the second half. It's weird. We've been a better second half team, first half team, and it used to be the opposite. We were a better first half team and a shitty second half team. Like, it's so weird. This season is so strange, guys. Like, honestly, it really is. I don't know what to say, man.
There's nothing to say.
Christopher, the meaning is concerning but needed. Yes, that's what I'm saying. So Mikey's right, and you're right too. It is concerning because like I told you guys before, this is the first one I recall that this current team, like, throughout the McDermott era, has ever had a player-only meeting. But it is needed, and this is the time to do it because you're not playing right. And look, we've lost in the past before, and they still didn't have a player-only meeting. It's because the way we're playing, really, really bad football, especially on the offensive side of things. And I'm good for it. I'm totally good with it, and I hope they got what they had to say. I hope they said what they had to say, right? And look, everyone looked in the mirror. I'll tell you what, Jordan Phillips didn't play good the other day, but I do like what he said his post game. Like, he was like, yo, we got to play better against, like, these times. Like, that's outrageous. Like, we got to do better. You know what I mean? Like, at least he owned up to it. He understands. Come on, man. We should have beaten that team. Can't play down to your opposition like that. Like, that's terrible. So I'll give him that, but he needs to play better too. Like, what? Come on, dude. We brought you back for a reason. We signed you again because we know that you could be a good, impactful player, but you can't give us this shit, especially when we need you the most. So, players, maybe that's what this was all about. Players understanding that other guys are out for the year, and these guys got to step up, and certain players need to step up and take responsibility. And maybe that's what this meeting was about. It's very possible.
I don't know. I just need this to play better.
Yeah, I'm good with the meeting. All right, what else you got on tap for the Tampa game?
For the Tampa game, that was it. That's all I had.
That's it, guys. So kick fucking ass on Thursday is what I like. Get our shit back.
Bring some positive. Get some mojo going.
Right. Like, bring Buffalo Bills football back, please. Like, what I come to love.
I feel like Josh is getting close to start barking at people too.
I really wish he would. I wish he was more vocal.
I want him to kind of lose his shit on people.
He hasn't. I don't know if I recall him ever really even, only when he's like hype, on a good play. Yep. I've seen him, or when he's defending a player. Other teams are fighting, he'll be there.
I didn't like the way Carr was yelling at his guys on the sidelines.
I'm not saying do that either. Yeah.
Yeah. But at some point, show some serious emotion. Like sometimes he gets over the sidelines. Like he's not with guys. He goes straight over, sits down with the quarterback.
Right on his tablet. Yeah. And puts his head down and he just kind of ignores. It's almost like he's just like it's almost to me like he phases everybody out. You know what I mean? And like it's almost like he doesn't even realize people are even I don't even know if he understood what Stephon Diggs was talking in the playoffs when he walked by him and was like, because
right.
I don't even. It just seemed like he was so zoned out. He's just like only. I don't where his head's at. I guess the tablet, right? But he has to, like the best. I remember the best quarterbacks, the best leaders. Are they? Oh man! But the best leaders, like
left, and he's got first down.
The Peyton Mannings and the Tom Brady, like they all always up. Went to the side, talked to their guys. We got this, man. I don't. That's what I'm saying. Like even in like on a drive that's important. Like I've never, at least they haven't panned over to him, but I've never seen him just go to player like, yo, man, hit him on the helmet. Let's do this shit. Like, fuck, we got this shit. Like, come on, man, wake up. Like he's just so. Maybe that's who he is though too. Maybe he won't ever be that. But I just haven't seen that side of Josh. I've seen him like get excited and do his little handshakes and shit.
Trick said he barked at him his O-line in 2021 against the Dolphins. He was screaming.
You're right, he did, and I remember that game. I think he was going to the sideline. I do remember that.
You're right, Trey. Alan does talk about staying calm because that's how he keeps, his inner craziness at bay. Because if he starts losing his shit, he can't think straight.
All right. Well, then, like I said, maybe that's just him. Maybe that's not his.
The problem is, I don't think that is him. I think that he has to try to figure out how to stay zen so he doesn't go crazy.
Yeah.
Because I think the real Josh Allen would go out there and start running beast mode on people and trying to run over linebackers and throw it 100 yards.
It will be interesting to see if they do unleash Josh Allen at some point and just say, you know what?
Go be you.
Just, yeah, man. If you make a mistake, I'm not going to fucking kill you about it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to scream at you. Like, it's okay, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we'll get it next time and just go do what you do best. I'm hoping that day comes again because that was a Josh Allen that I come to love. That was a Josh Allen that we all know. And this Josh Allen this year is just not the Josh Allen we all know. He's making good plays. He's still, still has a good arm. Still take.
The explosive plays of this offense is gone.
Exactly. Like it's just not there. Like it's just not exciting offensive football.
He throws one a game, and if he doesn't connect on it, that's all he gets. Like this last game, he had that one chance at Diggs. He overthrew him by a couple yards, but he didn't get another shot.
Yeah.
He gets like one.
Well, he had the one. Well, he had the one shot at the end where Diggs dropped, but you're right. He didn't do it during the course of the game.
Like if he hits Diggs and stuff, Diggs walks in.
100% he walks in. Yeah. He's missed a couple, by the way, this year. Yeah. We talked about it the one game. What game was that when he threw it about 45 yards, but it was high and hanging and short? Still got it. But if he hit Diggs in stride, he goes all the way. Remember? And I'm
that was the Giants game.
That was the Giants one, right?
Yeah.
That was the Giants game? And if he gets in the stride, he's gone.
Yeah, so he hits him in stride, he's gone to the Giants game. But then against the Jags
as well.
He underthrows them and it gets picked. Remember when Diggs went up to go get it and the other guy took it from him?
Yes. Yep. Listen, mistakes are going to happen. He's not perfect, but he does need to be better. Like I will agree with that. Yeah. What people saying Allen needs to be better as well. We're not Allen. Yeah, we're not Allen homers here. We're not saying Allen has been fucking, brilliant and it's everybody else's fault. But
I just don't crap on him. because
he's. I don't like that. Like
80% of our offense. Like when you ask him to have to be Superman to win games,
right?
That's you can't do that. You can't bash the guy for trying to for making mistakes when he's the center of everything. You just can't.
Right.
How about you give him some freaking help and run the damn ball and let your running backs take on some of the burden.
And have your coordinator put you in better positions as well.
Is he making mistakes? Yes, he's making mistakes. He's not playing the greatest. This last game, he made some boneheaded mistakes. He's run. He's not audibling out of runs.
Right. Marino talked about that one too, where there was guys like 4 defenders lined up on one side,
and he ran into.
And instead of going, oh shit, there's guys they're heavy on one side. Let's go ahead, swap it. And that's what I told you a couple weeks ago. I'm like, Allen needs to start taking a little bit more responsibility as well. And looking at the play, the defensive, how they're stacked up and go, yo, I don't like this. We need to get out of this and do this. Like, they're not going to yell at you. You're the franchise quarterback, bro. You're like,
just swap the play to the other side.
It's simple as that. Like, don't just go with everything Ken Dorsey's saying. No, you call to the left. You're gonna play to the left. Like no, bro. If you're there, you are there, right there. It's not looking good.
I'm been told to do it, and we don't know it.
That would be crazy. But if that's the truth, I would be so mad.
I'm more like Josh Allen is an extremely smart individual. We know that. We hear about how smart he is all the time.
Right.
So look at the defense and say, okay, there's 4-on-2, and him not think, let me swap it over here. Also, frustrated. Did they give that look before and they dropped out? So he's like, I can go here because they're going to drop out. Like, I don't know. There's a million reasons why he could have not.
That's true. Yeah, he could be overthinking it too, and just thinking it works. Same with Ken Dorsey with the shotgun draws, because his whole thing now, I guess, is hey, the defense. They have to be honest because they could think we're going to pass because we're in shotgun. It's like, no, stop, dude. Like, like we run a shit ton of shotgun draws. The defense knows that now. They're not fooled by anything.
Minute 16 left on the clock. They're punting back to the 49ers. The 49ers are losing by 5. So let's wrap this bad boy up and watch that final thing.
I want to stay on for it.
All right.
Are you watching it or are you
No, I'm watching
it.
I'm watching
okay, so Mikey's gonna do this is gonna be our lot. Why not? We're prime time.
They're going for a field goal. Put them up.
Whoa, hey-o. Okay, tell me, Mike. Come on, you're the play-by-play guy. All right. Did they snap the ball yet?
They're lining up for it right now. There's the snap.
Okay.
There's the kick. And no good.
Oh, no.
It's about just shy of midfield with a minute 11 left with the 49ers down by 5.
How long was the kick? Like, what was the attempt?
It was like a 52, 53 yarder.
So who's the kicker there?
Joseph.
Okay.
So, instead of punting the ball, they did the Sean McDermott against the Giants. They went for the field goal to push it by 8. And he missed it right.
Was it badly missed?
It was a T-Bass miss. It's almost identical to that Giants kick.
But their kicker's pretty good, though, no? The Minnesota kicker?
So they have the ball at the 40. So it was a 55, 54. There's the drop back. There's the pass. Oh, my God. What is he doing? He almost threw a pick. He had the guy underneath for about 10 yards. And he went to the second level. Ooh,
all right, guys, you're hearing Mikey do the play-by-play.
2nd and 10. Should have punted. I'm with you, Lindsay. Should have punted.
All right, what do we got now, Mikey?
God, Driggs.
How much time's on the clock?
Replay. There's about a minute 7. They're showing the replay.
How many timeouts?
The 49ers have 0 timeouts.
Oh, that means they got to work the side of the field. They got to work the side of the field
over the middle
there.
All right, going back over the middle.
They can spike the ball.
7-yard catch, 8-yard catch. They have the ball at the 49. So it's 3rd and wow, they give him 9 yards on that. So it's 3rd and 1 from the 49.
They need a touchdown.
They need a touchdown to win.
Yeah. Oh my.
There's the pass, another one over the middle, down to the 40.
Ooh,
First down,
man,
40, Vikings 39, 38.
Vikings defense not looking good right now.
Get up on the ball and spike it. 34. Stop the ball with 34 seconds. They're at
Purdy, by the way,
21
of 29, 272, 1-1. It's not terrible.
Yeah,
not terrible.
Triggs says, I bet the first play of the Bills offense on Thursday is going to be a shotgun run.
I know, right?
That's great. That's
so disappointed too. They had Murray in there again, and I told Mikey, I'm like, I love it. Like, thank God for starting the game with Murray. They don't even run.
34 seconds. It's 2nd and 10 from the 40. All
right,
going in.
How much time?
34 seconds.
Okay.
All right, here's the snap. Drops back, running around, throws it deep, and picked.
It's picked?
Picked.
No.
Yep. Threw it up.
Who got it?
Who's 24? Whoever number 24 is for them. Is that
wow.
Booth? Is that Booth? Was Booth 24? And now they're fighting. Now they're
fighting. Is it?
49ers came down and started fighting them.
Oh, no.
Oh, that is Purdy, man. A couple bad plays. Who's number 24?
I was just saying he seemed like he was having an okay game.
Yeah. Who was number 24? Turn around. Let me see who that is.
I'll tell you right now. It was the interception was C. Bynum.
Okay, it's Bynum. Yeah, like I don't know what Purdy was thinking. The dude was covered.
So they got 2 losses on the season now, correct?
Yep.
So hey guys, look, he
didn't see the safety. The safety came over. He thought he had McCollum. Oh,
listen, there is any given Sunday, there is good teams losing, not playing, and 49ers have not looked good for the last 2 weeks either.
That just extends the Vikings season. So, Hicks, who would have been if they would have lost here, probably would have been on the block.
Right.
Harrison Phillips
even Cousins. Even Cousins who was supposed
would have been on the block. Like there's a lot of guys who probably would have put on the block that could have gone. But for the Bills, Horrible Harry could have come back. Hicks, the starting middle linebacker, could have come over. Like there's a lot of guys on that team that we could have met.
No, they're not a garbage team, but they've had a rough couple weeks. But and I'm not saying the Buffalo Bills are a garbage team either. Remember, we're just saying that
he was there though.
We have not been right.
Matter of fact, the only reason why they have 17 points is because McCaffrey broke a couple.
Now McCaffrey, was he hurt or he's back?
Yeah, he hurt. He's back. He's playing injured, and he broke a couple long ones today.
Well, see, now that is the thing with McCaffrey though. He's had that injury bug. It follows him throughout his career.
He's still playing and he's still balling even with the injury.
No, I know.
It's the difference between McCaffrey and the other guys.
Yeah. Well, guys, we stayed extended for this 49ers Vikings outcome. So guys, so Thursday Night Football, obviously Buffalo Bills versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Me and Mikey will be here to do the post-game show.
Yep.
Tomorrow is Nuclear Heat Wave Wrestling Podcast at 7:30. And I believe Mafia Means Family Podcast will still do their show on Thursday. I got to talk to them, but that's usually at 7:30. They might do it earlier because of the game time. And then Friday, we will be back here, Friday Night Lights, to do the recap, which is crazy, Mikey, because normally Fridays we're doing the preview. So everything's a little weird this week for us. So Friday, we'll be doing a recap.
Friday will be a Monday show.
And Saturday will be 2:00 fantasy football with Mikey and Howie, Fantasy Kingdom. At 6:00, AFC East Shakedown. That is going to be on Sports Jedi Network. And obviously Sunday we won't be here because there's no football. But Monday we will probably have I think Monday we'll do like a trade deadline show in a way. You know what I mean? Because Tuesday is the deadline.
Yeah.
And that's what we'll be doing. And obviously we'll be doing just kind of maybe a little bit more talk of the recap or whatever. So, all right, guys, we appreciate everyone that came tonight. We love all y'all. Yeah, Bills Mafia, we love you. And as always, go Bills. And we are out of here. Peace.
Ah.